we've been, obviously, everybody has been hungry for good news. And so yesterday when we heard about the recoveries, we're very excited. But after today's press conference, it appears that there were some clarifications needed. Tell us about it whilst we hear from the Information Minister.
Well, the Health Minister had actually today indicated that the numbers he gave yesterday, 31, had gone up to 38. Okay. But they needed to clarify a few things because a lot of these people had showed signs of recovery, but they needed to do extra testing to conclude that they had fully recovered. And so Kojo Ponkroma, who is the Information Minister, gave that clarification. We can hear him make that clarification, so we get the exact numbers as they are according to the experts.
All right.
I'll just ask you to pay attention to the further nuanced data that we have provided. I mentioned that we'll explain why we are nuancing the data some more. Because sometimes if you just take the ballpark figure 195 and you don't understand the categories, people actually even end up getting scared. And that's why as we go on, we try to nuance the data some more so that it creates context for us. So Ghana's case count as of this morning, as the Honorable Minister mentioned, is 195, but it's in different categories. The general surveillance proper in the population is 106. That is the general surveillance in the population as has been captured so far. Out of those 106, 3 have been discharged because they have recovered. What that means is that the tests have taken place and they have tested negative after treatment or after supportive treatment. So they are discharged and recovered. There's another category of discharged for home management. What, like the Honorable Minister mentioned, it means that they are no longer showing any visible symptoms. They don't appear sick or ill. They are going through the final bits of their treatment so that they can test negative finally. So you'll find that that's about 18. Then those who are in facilities but are responding very well to treatment, who we are hoping will be moved either home or discharged, recovered finally, that's 80. Unfortunately, we have lost 5 persons, and I think the context of how we lost them has already been provided. That's what gives us the 106. Now, in Accra, when the mandatory quarantine was introduced, a total of 79 persons tested positive. None of them at this stage has been discharged on basis of recovery. But 31 of them have now been moved home for treatment because the risk profiling shows that there are people who can be treated at home. 48 of them are being treated in facilities, but they are responding very well to treatment. None of them is critical, none of them is dead. That's how we arrive at the 79. In Tamale, the 10 persons who were put in quarantine and tested, none of them has been discharged on basis of recovery. None of them has been discharged for home management. But as at now, while we are waiting to complete the diplomatic protocol so that we can have them go back to their countries of origin to continue their treatment, they are currently responding to the levels of treatment that the doctors there are paying attention to. And I'll give some quick clarification on that, because the brief we have is that at the time they came into the jurisdiction, the borders had not been closed. And that is how come they were put in quarantine for, I think, 11 days prior to which their tests and results came in. So Honorable Minister's brief is qualified accordingly. And then you come to the total. So that means 3 persons totally have been discharged because they have recovered. 49 persons have been discharged for home treatment for the final bits of their treatment. 138 are in facilities but are responding to treatment. We are very hopeful and optimistic about that. Unfortunately, 5 persons have died. That's how come we arrive at the 195.
So some clarity there for you, just in case you got it twisted, some clarity there by the minister for you.